What is going on, everyone's? We here and we back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. I'm yours truly, Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stalker.
And the topic for today is going to be,
what do Black people own?
that's a serious question. We did a video not too long ago, and it was a preacher. You remember that preacher's name?
Bishop Wooden.
Bishop?
Nope.
No.
That's not.
It wasn't Bishop Wooden. It was, anyway.
I was confident too.
I bet you was.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Y'all bear with me for a second.
Confident.
Y'all bear with me for a
second.
No, it's not Bishop Wooden. What that man name? Anyway, I'll find it. But we did a video talking about, he was talking about how Black people don't own nothing. They don't build anything. They don't know how to build and maintain. So yes, we do invent. Yes, we do create. But no, we do not build and maintain. And there is a difference. There's a lot of people who, what his name?
Pastor David James Manning.
Pastor Manning, that's his name. But yeah, like I was saying, what was I saying?
That they invented things,
yes.
And
that's what a lot of Black people were saying. Well, we did this, we did that. Say, if you listen to what the man is saying, he's very specific in the words that he's choosing. Y'all are very intentional about not understanding what the man is saying. So we found another. And this video is from the point of view of how other people see Black ownership or the lack thereof. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I was at a family office conference, and if y'all don't know what a family office is, it's generally a family that has accumulated some wealth, generally more than $50 to $100 million.
I can almost guarantee you, because I didn't even know what a family office was. So that is tall tale number one. We don't build nothing.
Right.
As we proceed.
$20, and they manage everything themselves. Okay, so we're at this conference, and the guy, he says to me, he's actually an Indian guy, and so he says, Indian people, we got a couple things. We got motels, corner stores, like gas station type deals. Vietnamese people have nail shops. Cambodian people in California have donut shops. And he's just like running down the list. Indian tribes got casinos. And then he looked at me, he said, what Black people got? And I was like, and then I posed the question to Instagram and Twitter, and I got some reasonable answers back, which was like, oh, we got barbecue, we got this, we like businesses that we do historically in the Black community. But the differentiator is we are not in the each one, teach one, fund and mobilize each other in these industries like what they're talking about. And if you've never seen this documentary, you should definitely go and watch it. It's called The Donut King. The guy was a Cambodian refugee. He comes and he gets a job at a donut shop, and the person starts teaching him the business. And then they gave him some money for a down payment to start his own business. And then once he got it up and running, more Cambodian refugees were coming, and he was like,
mind you, they are not the only group of people to do this. I know the Jews do this. The Jewish community does this regularly. They've been doing this. This is how they own so many things, so many companies, so many entities, so many industries. This is how they're doing it. And this is why Black people don't build anything. We have this sense of, I don't want to help you because you my competition.
Right.
And she's going to mention, I think it is in this video. I watched the whole video. This is just a clip. I watched the whole thing, and she made a lot of points. But yeah, let's let her hear what else she has to say.
He would teach him the business, then he put him in business. All right, help him go get a lease, help him get financing, all of the things. They stand it up, they pay him back, and then they do it for somebody else. And so at one point, there were like 400 donut shops owned by Cambodian refugees. And so I look at that and I say, wow, we do got barbecue restaurants, but when have they ever shared a business practice? When have they ever even shared like the special seasoning that all got seasoned salt in it? Or said, okay, you open
Good shade.
It's not even the secret.
Right.
We're keeping things from each other that we already know.
Right.
We holding each other down. It's not the white man. It's not it's not the system. It's not the government. It's not politicians. It's not none of that. We hold ourselves down from getting to a place where we are self-sustaining. I'm not too sure we're going to ever get to that point. I hope. I pray.
Right. I'd like, that is a goal that I would want the community to be, because look at the past, but you can't really look at the past because it was just one area that did this, and then it was, here we are today, right? Everybody is scattered because everybody wants to be in, instead of building up the community that, you know, that we have, you'll move from that community and then you'll say, oh, gentrification, but that's not true. You moved away from it and you allowed, right? You allow those things to happen. So you cannot continue to cry wolf and expect somebody to continue to show up for you. And
it don't work like that.
That's what happened. That is what's happening in the community. And so and that's why you don't have that level of trust. Well, do I trust you to do the right thing? Right. I've reached out to you. And in the
age of scammers.
Right. And you mark your prices way up high, and it's not affordable for people. And so
the value ain't there. The price is gouging, but the value is nothing.
And then also values. You said about the Jews value the same things. Not even, yes, community, but religion wise, right?
Okay. They have a common ground.
They have a very common ground.
They are a monolith.
They believe, well, you know, not all of them fit into it, but they do believe in this. Their children will go to school with children that believe in the same thing that they believe in. Now, Black people, you have Black people that are Catholic, Baptist.
We gonna send our child to whatever school we can get them in.
And the majority of Black people have their children in public school, which I squint at, because you keep putting your children into a space where you clearly know that it's not beneficial for them. But then you say, well, what do I do? And you have so many Black teachers, because I will pray, like, I'll give praise to a Black teacher, but you have so many Black teachers who stay in that same system, know that system is jacked up, but they won't come out of it, and they won't create something so that Black children succeed. You rather them stay in that, take a test, and be like, well, you know, they don't learn the same way that other children learn. Well, if you know that, why we keep
bumping our heads over and over and over?
You're like, Camille, what are you doing? Well, I feel like I'm doing my part.
You got to start in your household.
For my children.
Start in your household.
Putting them anyway, but let her.
Yeah, we gonna let her finish. Yeah. She only had a couple more seconds.
Another location. I'll help you with the down payment. I'll help you get your lease terms. I'm gonna help you, because if you've never been in an industry, you don't even know what to ask.
Facts.
So now you got people who are in lease terms that are terrible that you could have helped because you've been through it and you've been burned before.
Why do you think that is, though?
We're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah, of the whole thing.
We're gonna why do it on the live or something?
That's very interesting that she said that, you know, people don't help on the long term, right? Because I remember being with this group of people, and this group of people, they were like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But we didn't do anything, because the person,
it was all social hours.
That was all it was. You didn't know how to do something, I'm not saying that you can't help people, because you can't help people. But if you not doing YouTube the way that I'm doing YouTube, how you
I'm gonna make it simple for you. People can't take you somewhere that they have never been.
There you go. I was trying to get it out.
People are giving you advice on how to go somewhere that they have never been, places they've never experienced, things they've never done. and we're listening to this mess. And it's not, we're thinking that they're our friends and they're giving us good advice. And in their heads, they're thinking the same thing. But on the broad in hindsight, it is the most trash advice ever. And if you continue to stay in these groups with these people who are telling you misinformation and leading you to a place of nothing, no progress,
stagnant, right? And that's a lot of the Black community. It is stagnant. It's not moving. And you have a lot of groups. You have a lot of groups who I will acknowledge are trying to make the effort, right? Or who are trying. But I still look at, and it's very easy for us to look at certain groups and see the flaw, right? Mm-hmm. It's very easy to see that, because I'm telling you, the flaw that I see in every group is you're not telling parents, mamas, daddies, hey, you can homeschool your child, pull them out and let's create something together over here. We may not align, and this is the thing. The
task seems so hard because you're trying to do it by yourself. And that's what she was just saying. We Black people create all of these LLCs and all these DBAs, and in 2-3 years, it's nothing. It's dissolved. That's because we don't have any help. Everybody is your every Black person who's in business, they might not even be in your industry and they still see you as competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They over here selling hair, you selling t-shirts, and they don't want you to sell no more t-shirts than they selling hair. It's crazy. And then we a community, the Black community. We're gonna come together. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. No, let's be realistic. We ain't been doing that. Let's be for real.
Right, because there's so many, what are the little shopping centers that are empty for lease? There could be, I don't know, somebody could start a supermarket.
There are enough Black people with money.
The
Tommy, what his name is, Tommy Sotomayor say, Tulsa wasn't nothing but a bunch of stores. You mean to tell me we can't create another couple blocks of stores
where things are affordable, where people can be reached in the community?
Stop charging people for free stuff.
You're getting mad at corporations like Dollar General or Walmart, and then you're saying,
"Hey, boycott.
don't shop at those places.
Where they gonna go?
In the hood?" But how are you helping, right? Are you going to take them and where's their money going to go? To the next big corporation? Are we going to help Black farmers? Are we going to help, Black people who are producing things?
Let's boycott your local dollar store while we build this doggone liquor store.
Right.
Let's do that.
What have we built? What have we built in the Black community that is very beneficial for the Black community? You could see a liquor store, you could see a hookah bar, a smoke shop. You could see a bar, a juke joint. I don't know if they call them juke joints anymore. A hole in the wall. You see these things.
I don't listen to Dr. Umar much, but the one thing I do agree with is he was saying that in the Black community, we do not have the 3 essentials. And I think it was a hospital, grocery store, and it was something else that you need in your community to be self-sustaining.
I think a school. But
school.
Was it a school?
It might have been a school.
And I know here in where we stay, there was a Negro hospital. And because how do I know? My daddy was born in that Negro hospital. I think it's the coolest thing. You look at his birth certificate, it says it. But anyway, the Houston Negro Hospital. And it was closed down. So that was the thing. That was a part of segregation. So then you have the integration, and then when you have Bentob, right? So that's where you go when you just
about to die. Man, you ain't got no insurance.
But these things did.
If you're Black and you get shot, go to Bentob.
These things did exist, but then I think integration came in and all
wiped it out.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. All that good stuff, man. We appreciate everything y'all do for us, man. We'll keep showing up. Hopefully y'all do the same. And like always, it's love, peace, and soul. Like Soul Train, baby.